back to my channel, and we are finally doing the island tour of Atlas. By the way, I am Electrey, if you didn't know that already, and I actually finished this island 3 months ago, but we had a little YouTube break due to some PC issues. I did not mean to do that. There we go. But we're back, and I'm very excited to show you this island because it is an island that is very close to my heart. I have worked a lot on it, and I feel like there's a lot of cool backstory on this island that I would like to share with you. And the island is pretty cute, and that is also very important when making an island. Or it's not very important. You can do whatever you want, but I think it's important for me to make the island look good. Okay, I will stop talking before I say anything wrong. So here we are at the airport, and here is my flag, which says Atlas because the island is appropriately named Atlas. And we can take a quick look at the map. So my map is very strange. There is a lot of terraforming and water escaping, and most of my island is on the second tier. So there's a lot of sunken areas and a lot of spiraling waterfalls, and there's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. So let's go here and start at the beginning. So first off, let's try to explain my island theme for y'all. Atlas is a abandoned ghost town with a secret hidden... No. Okay, let me start over. Island, Atlas, oh my god, hello, words. Atlas is a abandoned ghost town set in the 70s or 80s kinda, and there's also a secret little hidden something magical in the forest that we will soon see. So this is the entrance, and this is the first build I did, and you kind of see like something is not right here. Like the cars here are parked, they are broken, and people have arrived here but never left. So what is going on? So this entrance is almost identical to how I first made it. It was my first build, but I changed up the pathing a little bit more to make it a bit more overgrown. So there's a lot of stuff here, and I don't really know which way is the best way to tour this island because there are so many different routes you can take, but I will try to do my best. And here we are at the abandoned train station, and I think this build is so cool. It is my favorite build, or it's my second favorite build on this island. We will see my #1 favorite later on. And this was inspired by Boys Crossing, who did something similar. And I just think it's such a cute idea to include resident services like this because it kind of looked like a train station in my eyes. And it's just some cute terraforming around here, and like, warning, you shouldn't be here. Something is not right. So this goes all the way over here to the neighborhood. I will try to not run too much because this island is packed of stuff, and it doesn't like when I walk fast. And we can also go down here and check out the beaches because I have decorated every single little piece of this island. At least I hope so. And we just have some cute sitting areas and stuff like that. I feel like the beaches themselves are just showing different things that have washed up, or people visiting here later and like creating their own little sitting areas like here just to relax and explore the island. I will try to explain a little bit why my island is called Atlas. So an atlas is, it's like a map, and I feel like this island is meant to be explored. There's also, by the way, there's a bridge over here, but we will go up here later. And yes, this island is for exploration and exploring it at your own pace. And it's also a little nod to my old island, which was called Heaven. And in, I think it's Greek mythology, the god Atlas tried to do a little rebellion, and then his punishment was that he had to carry heaven on his shoulders. So Atlas is kind of carrying heaven, so I just thought that was fun. And also one of my favorite artists, called Sleeping at Last, has an album called Atlas, which is also about exploring, you know, the world and people and the soul and space and everything. And yeah, so that's the 3 reasons it is called Atlas. And here we have, you know, the neighborhood. And we also have a little waterfall here that you can't really see, so we will find out later. And I wanted to put all of my houses in the same place, because I think neighborhoods are kind of cool. And here we have the little playground, which I personally think is super cute and also really scary at the same time. And you know, just like very sad, just like have everyone have left. And I think the thing I want with this island is that I want you to create your own story when you're visiting. Like, why did people leave? Was there an apocalypse? Like, what happened here? Did, you know, I only came with one example, but you know, you'll make it out yourself. And here is my house. And I don't know, I have a little cornfield because some people have stayed behind here and some have survived, and that is me. And I need to have some, did I say corn? I mean wheat. And I need to have some wheat to survive. So let's take a little look inside my house. Don't get fooled that the lights are turned off. You are still allowed to visit because it's decorated. And here me and little cockroach Carl are living, and it is very, very spooky and eerie, and you can see that somebody is living here, but it's like they're living, they are surviving. So it's just a little gathering of trash somebody has picked up and brought here, and yeah, you know, make the story yourself. And up here we have the bedroom, which is also very spooky and simple. And when I was making this, I was wondering if it should be packed with stuff or kind of simplistic, and I kind of ended with this because 1, I'm not good with interior designing, and 2, I just think it looks super creepy. So I was kind of struggling to find a fitting floor to use, but I ended up with this carpet flooring, and I think it looks really cool. It's a really like 70s, 80s, which is perfect for my island. And here we have the basement, so here we can come and relax perhaps. It's not that relaxing, but you know, they found one of this furniture and brought it home. And that's what this is all about. So that was everything inside my house. I have blocked off all of the other rooms, so you're not supposed to go there. And if you somehow manage, it's empty. Let's continue on here to the little shopping district, but before we do that, we will take a look over here. And this is kind of the beginning of the hidden secret of this island, and I like to imagine this as a torn down castle. I did make this build in a collab with some other Animal Crossing creators, and I think it turned out super cool and super spooky. So in my head this has been a whole grand castle, and then the walls and everything have slowly started to fall down or break up, or I don't know, maybe burn down or something, but you know, some of the more elegant furnitures are left here, and also maybe some of the people are lying there. You know, and I really like making overgrown things. That's something I've learned about myself. So as we go back here, we are in the shopping district, which it's very crowded, but I think it turned out kind of, I like how it turned out. I like my island, I'm not gonna lie about that. And you know, nobody would be working here anymore, so whoever has tried to survive here has just kind of gathered the scraps, like grab some canned food and do their best to go on with your life. And here we have the Able Sisters, which is also, I wanted to have the houses and the shops and everything together. And if we jump over here, you are going to see my favorite build of all time. I hope you are excited, because here we have the floating castle. I just love this build so much, and when you are in the green morning light, it's kind of faded and in the distance, and it just looks so cool. And I feel like it's so magical, and also just this garden in general, it is very cool. I am so happy with how this turned out. And this is, you know, this is the more magical and mythical things that are hiding behind the town here, that has, you know, maybe they built this later and then found this secret later on and then decided, maybe it's not a good idea to be surrounded by all this magic and mystery. So yeah, I hope you like this as much as I do. And if we go over here, we have another little lookout spot thing, and we will get back to this place later. As you can see, this is Daisy's house, and she decided to build her house within these ruins, which, I don't know, I think it's cute. It's also very cute. She decided to go and fix her house now when we are touring the island. You can also go down here on the vines and stuff, but we will get back here later. I've decorated everything on this island, as you can see, even the places you are not supposed to go, like behind here, and you can go down here on some vines, but just remember that the vines are most often just for decoration, and it's not an invitation to climb up here, because it's very easy to get stuck on this island. Here we have kind of the same vibe as the forest, like the enchanted forest and everything, and we have this royal garden, kinda. I think it looks really cool. The area was kind of small and awkward to work with, but overall I like how it turned out. And up here we have this little wedding situation, because, you know, people need to get married in the apocalypse as well, or maybe it happened before, you know, I'm gonna let you think about that. I'm sorry if this tour is so chaotic, but I just have so many thoughts on my mind. And here the garden just kind of continues, and yep, we are stuck, which that is bound to happen. But you are, you know, in theory, you are supposed to go around here like that. So let's climb down here and check out the beach. So, as I've said many times, I do not like decorating the beaches, and this was the last build I did, which was the last video, if you want to check that out. But after that video, I kind of like making beaches now, because I don't know, I think it was kind of fun somehow. And here we have a little stargazing area that maybe some visitors put up. And I just want to say, if you have been following my channel, you see these orange windflowers. Before I knew what to do with them, I just had like this whole beach covered in orange windflowers because I got them from someone on Nukasan or Discord, I don't remember. But I didn't ask for those type of flowers, but they brought them anyway, and I was like, this is kind of sweet, I don't want to throw them. So they were just at my island on this beach for 3 months, and I didn't have the heart to throw all of them, so this little area is kind of like a memory to the windflower period. So another thing I would like to say about my island is that it is inspired by this place called Pyramiden on Svalbard, and that is a abandoned coal mining town. And I wanted it to look like it was kind of from the same period as that, because I visited that. I need to learn how to speak. I visited that place, and I thought it was so beautiful. And the whole thing about that place is that they all had to suddenly move, and they thought they would return, so they just left everything behind. It looks like somebody just lived there and it's just frozen in time, and then they never returned. So there are whole houses and buildings, and like it's a whole hospital, it's a school, it's, you know, everything a tiny town needs. And I don't know, I was just so blown away of how frozen in time that area was. And here we are back here, but we will go up the beach again because we are gonna visit the canyon. But anyway, if you're ever going to visit Svalbard and want to go to the Arctic, I highly recommend you visit Pyramiden, because I felt like that was the most beautiful place I've ever seen. Okay, we are up here again, and now we will go through the trash canyon, which I've talked a little bit about, but I don't remember if I've showed it. But anyway, here is a little canyon I made of all of the little trash and stuff, and I think it's really cool because you get a new perspective of the places we have already visited. Like here you can see behind the Nook's Cranny, which you won't really find unless you are here, you know. And I feel like it's a cool way to navigate the island, and it also separates the ghost town area here on the downside to the more magical place on the upside. So that's what I thought about that. So here we have the hospital. I love this build so much, even though it's kind of strange and might not fit into like a cute game like Animal Crossing, but I mean, abandoned places in general, haunted places in general are scary, and then if you add an abandoned hospital on top of that, I think that's super scary. And I got to use a lot of items I don't think I would usually use in a lot of themes and builds, so yeah, I just really like it. And here we have a parking lot, which is kind of related to if you want to park and go to the hospital, or if you want to park your car and go to the neighborhood, because if we go here we end up at the same place where we started, which is it happens a lot with this island. So let's continue, and here we are at the back of resident services, and you also get a nice view of here. I don't know, I just think this area is very cute. You can also go up here, and then you will get over to the floating castle again, but we've already been there, so I won't show you that again. And when we go down here, we also return to where we started, which is here. But we are not finished with this island tour now anyway. And here we have also one of my favorite builds, which is Bladder's tent. And I turned this into a little garden situation, because I would imagine that when people used to live here, they would grow their own food and be self-sustaining. And I also thought that's also a little nod to the pyramid town, because it's set in the Arctic, it's very far north, so you can't naturally grow things there, but they used to have a greenhouse so they could grow things there and make their own food. And I also got to use a lot of the 2.0 items here as well that I thought were super cute, that are related to the gardening thing. And overall, I just love Bladder's tent. That is the superior museum edition, I think. So let's move over here, and then we get the abandoned school. And I got this inspiration from some Japanese ghost towns, which I've seen some videos about, because I feel like these types of chairs and school tables are very like the Japanese ones. And I don't know, I think it's so cute but also scary, and I really wanted to use these items, and I think this was a perfect opportunity. So they would sit here and study, and you know, the teacher would be here. I don't know, I just like my island, and I'm so happy that I can finally show it to you guys. So here we have a dried out pool, and this was also inspired by Boys Crossing, just like the train station. And you can go down here if my character would like to do so. Hello, there we go. And this area is also a little nod to Stranger Things Season 1, when Barb saw her end in the pool. So yeah, I won't say anything more about that, but I think this idea is so cool in general, and it's also a very interesting shape of terraforming. I did struggle a lot with the sizing, but overall I'm so happy with how this turned out. And connecting to that, you need to have a little bathroom and changing area to your pool. And I did not mean to do that, but I just think this island theme has been so fun, because I can use all these items that I normally wouldn't have been able to use. Like, if I was doing a cottagecore island, when would I ever be able to use a toilet, you know? And it just blends in so well with everything. And up here we have the campsite, which has a little bit of an interesting backstory. Overall, I wanted it to look like some visitors had come here after everything mystical that happened, and trying to explore the area, and decided to like stick around for a bit. And when I was living at Svalbard, I was living with a girl called Maiken, and we became very good friends, and we played a lot of Overcooked together, which was very fun, but we also played a little bit of Animal Crossing. So she is the second resident on my island, and she made this little house, and I wanted it to kind of stay the same way she had made it, so I just thought that was very cute, and I feel like it's a very great memory to have her stay here on my island. So if you find a second resident, that is her, so say hello to Maiken. And if we move on over here, we will get to the campsite, which I felt like this whole area is very tiny and crowded, but I feel like it works. And the reason the tent is here is because I placed it here, and I thought I could move it later, I let Maiken just place her tent in a random area thinking, oh okay, it doesn't matter, I can fix it, but I couldn't, so I had to build around it, but it turned out okay, and you know, it's fun with some challenges sometimes. And then you'll end up here, so if you don't want to go to the campsite, you can just skip up here and go straight down here. So again, we have a lot of flowers, a lot of waterscaping, and a lot of random items. And here we have Daisy still doing everything. And let's first take a look at the secret beach, which is all the way down here. I made this very simple, and again, I wanted to tell a story, so I kind of imagined that two people here were getting married, you see the wedding rings, and something mysterious and dangerous is happening, so they are just enjoying their time together, just looking at some memories in this book and some old videos and memories of themselves, and then who knows what happened to them. It's the mystery of it all. That was kind of sad, but I like, we all like sad backstory. And let's take the stairs up here and we will get into another bigger castle ruins. This area, I had a whole different idea for this area. I wanted it to just be a lookout spot from the angle we have seen before by the floating castle, but it didn't work out, so it ended up being very spaced out. And again, I really like how it turned out. Just the walls are just falling apart, and like here you see parts of the bedroom are still left, and maybe it's a part of the floating castle that fell down, you know? Who knows? And over here I added this little sword here to this lookout spot because I think the sword is really cool. I don't see a lot of people use the sword, but I feel like it's very magical when you look it through this arch. And I also made a little sunken waterfall here because you can never have enough sunken waterfalls. And I also had to add a little fence because you never know if people get too close to the edge and fall down. And here I simply added this thing because it reminded me of Sleeping Beauty, and I thought that was a nice thing to have in a castle. And yeah, that is this area. So as I've said before, I really like this. And if you walk to this tiny little canyon here, we get to the beach. And this is just continuing the castle here onto the beach. And I think it looked really cool on the rocks, so that's why I did that. And again, here we have some other adventurers that parked here and never returned to the car. Atlas just takes everyone and doesn't return them. And this boat, I think this boat is super cute, and I love everything that's rusty for this island. And overall, the beach is kind of random. It's just trash that has been washed up on the shore. But I think it overall fits the trash theme to have trash on the beach, because there's usually a lot of trash on beaches. And here some adventurers had sit down and just relax their time, that is not a sentence, and just had a relaxing time. And maybe lay around here in the boat, who knows? This is a mysterious place. And if we go up here, we have a little trash area, a trash dump, and this belongs to the one and only Felicity, because I've been trying to get her to move out for forever, but she never wanted to do that, so we just had to vibe and give her this trash dump situation. So I would imagine that she is like the head of the trash dumping community. I don't know. And if we walk over here, it's just a little transition area and some cute lights and a tiny little beach with another rusty boat, because I think the boats are very cute and I wanted to use them, and the best place to use a boat is on the beach, you know. And then we are actually right where we started, and that is Atlas. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm so happy I could finally share this island with you, and I hope you liked it. And if you want to visit it, if you want to visit it, the dream address is already out, so you can just go ahead and do that if you are interested, because there's still a few places that I left out, maybe because I forgot about them. So there's still things to explore here, and there's a lot of detail, and if you want to visit a fun island and, you know, do your own thing, visit your own places and explore at your own pace, please go ahead and do that. And if you want to share any photos or anything, or just talk to me about the island, you can do that on my Instagram or Twitter, and I would love to hear from you guys, because I put my heart and soul into this island, so I really hope other people will enjoy it as well. And that is pretty much everything I have to say. So thank you so much for watching. I am super excited to start a new adventure with you all, and we will start a new island. So I hope you all are excited to see what the new team is, because I know I am excited to start a new island, even though it's gonna be very sad to say goodbye to Atlas, but that's just how things have to be. So that is everything I have to say. If you liked this video, remember to like it so I know that you liked it, and please subscribe if you haven't done that already, so you get notified when I post more videos. And I hope okay. Thank you, Belle. Okay, I'm sorry, I just got distracted. I hope to see you here for the next video, and yeah, that's it. So goodbye.